All right, so good evening. Welcome back to JPCE Official Talk. Share Camel, so it's our evening news. All right. So thank you all again coming back. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it like we always do. I'm going to get over to War 24/7 News. Going to show some articles there, some videos. Some of the videos have been muted because they have music. So, and by muting them, it cuts down on copyright, right? So some of the videos will be muted. Said there's a reason for that. I already got most of that out of the way. We're going to talk a little bit more about Ukraine. And then we get over to Telegram, show some things from there. We're going to get out of here for this evening. But let's go ahead and get over to War 24/7 News. Let's get started. So thank you all again for following. The true definition of minister is to serve someone else's will. So thank you all again. All right, so here's the first one. So it says, Russian soldiers massacre of Ukrainians at Robotyno. In a rerun of the Battle of Kursk, we buried them along with Leopard 2, Martyr, and Striker. So it says, Russian military sources are talking about a repetition, right, of the Battle of Kursk. It was in 1943 in Robotyno. Speaking of another massacre of Ukrainian forces, they specifically mentioned the direction of Zaporizhia has been the most tense part of the front for more than 2 months now. An attempt to reach the coast, the Sea of Azov. The Ukrainian army spends a huge amount of human and material resources, but so far it cannot even break through the first line of defense of the armed forces of the Russian Federation. The Ukrainian army is fielding all new formation equipped with modern Western armored vehicles and the tanks to break through Russian defenses. The battles in Zaporizhia sector are increasingly reminiscent of the battles of Kursk in 1943. So the video shows epic footage of the battle, in which Russian-Ukrainian armored group converge on a small patch of forest habitations. In the second minute of the video, you can see how the Russian tank destroys one of the Ukrainian infantry fighting vehicles with a direct hit. And after a minute and a half, it hits the second infantry fighting vehicle. Ukraine's third infantry fighting vehicle hastily leaves the battlefield. The footage shows that the battle continued until sunset. At the end of the fourth minute of the video, a Russian BMP distracts a Ukrainian tank with fire from a 30mm cannon, allowing our tanks to hit other targets. The RPG shots finish off Ukrainian armored vehicles. The battle is over. We intercepted the first attack with British Challenger 2, German Leopard 2, Martyr, and Striker. All right, so here's the video. It's a 6-minute video. With the video muted, you all should be able to hear my voice. When I replay the video later, I'll see if you can hear my voice. If you can, I have a question. With all that going on, how come there's no huge fires being sparked? If you know what I mean. What's the climate like in Ukraine? I don't know. But with certain parts of the country burning down and they have a war going on in Ukraine, and nothing seems to catch fire and burn a bunch of stuff down with all this smoke I see. But I don't know. I don't know what the climate is in Ukraine. Maybe some of you do. Or does the Russians put it out? You know, they have maybe a water tanker, they go and put all it out. I don't know. But I have seen videos of lots of water puddles next to a lot of these blown up equipment. So I don't know if it rains a lot in Ukraine even during the summer or somebody's putting them out. But I've noticed large amounts of like water. So I notice things. I have a very good attention to detail. You know, when I was in Iraq, I think a lot of that smoke and all that, even all the gunpowder, I think is what caused a lot of my COPD. I have COPD. I was diagnosed with it. I mean, all the stuff that I breathed in Iraq, I can only imagine what the guys on both sides, Ukraine and Russia, they're breathing all this toxins in. It's going to be really bad on their lungs. They're going to have breathing problems. Both sides are going to have breathing problems for years to come. Right? It's so sad, but a lot of them are going to have breathing issues. There was a map. All right, so on to our next video here. Y'all see the water? Hold on, let me go back real quick. I'm sorry, I don't want. See right there. You see the puddle of water right there? So, did it rain to put it all out, or are they putting them out? That's a question. I just noticed. The Russian artillery hits Ukrainian targets in Ravno. Wow. Oh man. Wow. So the Ukrainian armed forces it suffered heavy losses. So video of fighting inside Rabotino from the Ukrainian side. So it's a 2-minute video. All right, let's check it out.
Було, не було? Не попав? Сука. Постріл! Сука, недольот. Недольот. Ёбана, сука, хуйня, нахуй.
So video, massacre of Ukrainian stormtroopers by Russian drones. According to information, FPV drones have caused heavy losses to Ukrainian forces. New Ukrainian counterattack in Robert. No. So today, the infantry of the armed forces of Ukraine again tried to enter the northern part of Robert. Artillery and ATGM crews are constantly firing at enemy equipment. The Ukrainians are trying to bring in reinforcements and ammunition, the Russians report. So here's a video. Ukrainians survive a failed counterattack in Robinson. Feel like we've seen this video a while back. They're going to push the thing forward. It seems like an old counterattack.
Подходь, блядь! Тримайте! Бай, бай!
All right, so we've seen that video before. I know that I have. It has to be a few weeks old. I may have to go through my YouTube, but I know I've seen this before. It's an old counterattack video. But all right, this next video says the Russians destroy another Leopard 2 with an anti-tank missile in Robertson. All right, so here's the map. All right, let's zoom in on this map. So here, this is where look like the largest concentration of fighting, right in this area between Ukraine and Russia. So right in this middle area is like a high concentration of fighting, right? It's right in there. All right, so let's go to our next. All right, this one's it right here. All right, so Russian Lancet kamikaze drones wreak havoc in the ranks of the Ukrainian army. Russia throws army of 25,000 UAV operators into battle. They have videos. Russia preparing for a total strike force of 180,000 drone operators. Holy smokes. In a decision which is expected to radically change the course of the Ukrainian and any other war, the Russian military leadership took. According to information, Russia is preparing an army of drone operators, which will amount to hundreds of thousands. In fact, the Russian military leadership is preparing for the first army of 25,000 drone operators. By 2030, this number will jump to 180,000. Holy smokes. And with them, hundreds of thousands of drones of all categories will be produced. So the Lancets have emerged as leading anti-aircraft system, says Russian military sources. Ukrainians already facing serious problems, according to a high-ranking Ukrainian officer at night. The flight of Russian drones is detected exclusively by a characteristic sound, without visual contact, which makes it very difficult and possible to destroy them. Army of thousands of Russian drones operators. All right, so here's some videos. Drone warfare is a game changer. You know, it'd be really hard to hide, wouldn't it? If you're dealing with drones, they can detect you from anywhere. Oh man, that's crazy. What a game changer. What's the climate like in Ukraine? I figured that would ignite and cause a huge fire, right? I mean, there it is starting to lit up, but with the world, with like part of the world burning down and the other part of the world flooding, I'm a little like confused on what's going on here in Ukraine. That's going to watching this fire. I'm a very good person who's attention to detail. There's things in the world nowadays that do not make sense to me at all. Right. There. It's full of video after video. Check this one out. I'm muting them to be on the safe side. So You know, I wonder if governments will eventually use drones against their own people. Think about it. It's a thought, right? This drone technology is awesome at the same time. Something like this put in the wrong hands, just think about what it could do. Think about a country of citizens want to rise up against this government. But you know how hard it would be when you have what this drone warfare, this technology. Think about that for a second, though. Listen to my words, right? We may look and say, "Oh yeah, this is cool," but imagine a government using drone warfare against its own people. How could you stage? You can't hide. This is technology. This is new. This is the new battlefield, right? I much prefer the old battlefield than a new one. Think about it. Even though it's cool watching this technology, but just think about how destructive it is, right? And what it could be used against its own people. Just a thought, right? I like to plant thoughts in people's mind. That's what I do, right? Or like a truth seeker. All right, so I'm gonna make another cool video to show. She wouldn't take long, and then I'm gonna talk about something else. Get over to Telegram. So here's this video. It says shocking moment when a Ukraine Humvee falls into an anti-tank mine. Right? I think I have to mute this video. I'm pretty sure I can't remember. It's only 54 seconds, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute it to be on the safe side. I can't remember if there was music in it or not. There might have been, but all right. I think they're playing music. That's the reason why it's muted. They all survive, right? So it's a really cool video to show, but they all get out alive, right? So it says the Ukraine Defense Ministry has released a video showing the inside of a U.S. supplied Humvee armored vehicle on the battlefield. The video shows the tank's crew conducting offensive operations as one soldier stands and fires at the Russians. The two of the soldiers on board get off the vehicle and throw into the fray. A few seconds later, and while there's still three soldiers inside the vehicle, the American-made Humvee falls into an anti-tank mine with which the Russians have filled the battlefields to stop the Ukrainian advance. Despite the large explosion and while the armored car was engulfed in flames, Ukrainian soldiers managed to get out alive. And they say, thank you to the American people. Your Humvees are saving the lives for soldiers, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry wrote in a post. That sounds like propaganda, right? I feel that those guys are lucky, but they're, let's be honest, the Ukrainians are not saving very many lives. We already know that they're throwing 16, 17-year-olds into war. They're also getting people who are not fit to fight. So I think the propaganda makes me sick. But, I'm glad that nobody was hurt, of course. But we got to start being more honest, right? So according to the Ukrainian military, the soldiers of the 59th Mechanized Infantry Brigade were not injured, regrouped, and continued their attack against the Russian forces. Cool. All right, so here we go. So a Russian missile strike kills 7 and injures 144, Ukraine says. So let's watch this video.
Yo.
You can see this car has effectively been thrown against this building. This is the typical force of the blast caused by a ballistic missile. A branch has broken and there is shattered glass everywhere, not just here, but across this square and neighbouring streets. Roof tiles have been blown off, and here you can see the building which has borne the brunt of this strike, the regional theatre. You can see the roof is seriously damaged and the windows have been blown out, and on the pavement in front there are blood stains where emergency teams try to work on the injured. Now, a drone exhibition was being held here today, and the organiser has said that everyone was urged to go to the air raid shelter. There were military guests, and it suggests a possible motive for Russia targeting this building, but there is an overarching reason too, and that is its continued invasion of Ukraine. That is why Russian missiles continue to land in cities across the country, not necessarily in locations close to the front line, but in areas like Chernihiv, which it was never able to occupy. This was a city that came under sustained attack early in the full-scale invasion. It had enjoyed a reprieve, a relative reprieve in terms of airstrikes, but this is the reality now for so many Ukrainians, where sirens go off most days, and every once in a while you have a scene of devastation like this.
All right, so here's another one. All right, so that was reported by BBC News. So we're going to head over to Telegram, and then after Telegram, we're get out of here. So let's see what's going on Telegram. Oh, look at this incredible video shows lightning strikes upwards in a volcano in Guatemala. Look at this. Signs of the times, signs of the times. Massive forest fire in Greece. Look at here, in Greece. Oh, so here the Chechen leader, right? Kardov, if I said that, I don't know how to say his name. He said, after we finish with Ukraine, we will move on to countries where the Holy Quran is desecrated. Sweden better hurry up to become a NATO member. Whoa. All right, so I'm going to, before I click to listen to him, what he has to say, I think burning the Quran is disgusting. Okay, it makes no sense, right? I mean, if you're a Christian, imagine somebody burning your holy book, right? This type of attitudes need to stop, right? This is the problem with the world, right? Gotta have respect for people. Stop burning people's stuff. It's cowardly to do so. That's what I think.
Я уверен, 100% мы победим. Мы на Украине закончим и дальше пойдем в те страны, где оскорбляют священный Коран. Я уверен.
Here we go. The video capturing the moment the Russian missile hit the theater, right, in Ukraine, the one we just saw from BBC News. It says so far 10 bodies were retrieved, including one 6-year-old girl. Here we go. Another Quran burning event, this time alongside the photo. I don't know how to say his name. So this is in Stockholm, Sweden. A woman who ran towards him with a fire extinguisher was arrested. This freedom of speech might cost Sweden its NATO membership. The Turkish Parliament hasn't approved the acceptance yet for this very reason and other preconditions that I can see Sweden agreeing to. So we're gonna watch this video, and I have to I have to, say that the woman trying to put this out, she did a really good thing. All right, regardless of anybody's feelings, right? It is a freedom of speech issue, right? So let's look at this video real quick. The reason she was arrested makes no sense. She was trying to put out the fire. It's ridiculous. So here was more on that explosion in Ukraine. So the fires from Canada are also reaching into Montana now. So right here, this map shows the highlighted red right here where the terrible fires in Canada are. And yeah, that's crossing over. That's insane. Massive floods happening. Look at this, massive floods. Part of the world's on fire, and the other part's what? Flooding. Isn't that something? All right, let's see what else we got before I close out. Look at that, more flooding. Talking about Hurricane Hillary, right?
Ni los mangos probé. Ah, man.
More signs of the times, more signs of the times. Just a forecast for what will happen in California. Hurricane Hillary hits Mexico. Big blow. Man.
El cielo se cae, viejo chicken little. El gato la bestia.
So Russia is concentrating troops on the border with Poland and Ukraine. Right? So things about to go down there. So confrontations are taking place right now amid Israel army raid in the town of Bieda, north of the occupied West Bank. That's what looks over in Canada. Look at all that. Isn't that something? Oh, man. More than 200 vessels are stuck on either side of the waterway as a serious drought cuts crossings. Wow.
Mira.
Panamá, desde el aire.
From
Y
Panama.
mira la cantidad de barcos, parece la batalla naval. Espectacular.
So it says the Panama Canal has become a traffic jam. Interesting. More on Hurricane Hillary. Right.
Here comes the Hurricane Dig. Here comes the Hurricane Dig. Oh! Katrina, 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 Katrina. Oh, now coming through the place, it's causing a storm. Oh my God!
Alert! In the past 3 days, high-ranking officials for Russia and Chinese governments publicly accused the U.S. of manufacturing biological crisis for geopolitical gain and world domination. Russia and China accused the U.S. of wittingly releasing SARS-CoV-2 vaccine, or unwillingly releasing SARS-CoV-2. So they're saying we released it. Wow, what is going on, man? Oh man, I've heard it all.
美国出于地缘政治目的，经常编造所谓的威胁，借机遏制打压别国，维护一己霸权私利。这种做法违背时代潮流，损害的是国际社会的共同利益。生物安全是全球性问题，美方编造谎言，挑动对抗，严重破坏以禁止生物武器公约为基石的生物安全治理体系。 损害国际社会携手应对生物安全风险挑战的努力。就生物安全威胁而言，众所周知，美国恰恰是世界上生物军事活动数量最多、疑点最多的国家。
Pause this really quick, but I was telling my wife the other day. I said I had this thought. I said I wonder if Russia and China will blame us, the U.S. for releasing COVID. And now I see this. I didn't even know this. So. This is the first time me hearing this, but it was a thought I had. Man.
近年来，美方始终没有对国际社会的关切做出有意义的回应。例如，美国加入禁止生物武器公约之后，是否仍在暗中发展生物战能力？美国搞生物防御的真实意图是什么？
Если посчитать, какой ущерб нанес ковид, то, наверное, будем говорить, за 2 года, да?
Ну, основная такая
пандемия
2 года шла.
То даже ее нельзя сравнить с ущербом, который был во Вторую мировую войну. Это в десятки раз больше. Зато выгодоприобретатели той же Big Pharma.
Вы имеете в виду фармацевтические все компании?
Компании, которые в основном находятся у нас там в Соединенных Штатах, это там колоссальное. Как-то вот так.
То есть вопрос?
Вопрос стоит.
Да.
Вопросы мы задаем. Мы же передаем документы. Вот характерна реакция Соединенных Штатов Америки, про которую мы говорим. Ни одного опровержения тем документам, которые мы предъявили, не было. Мы передали документы. Это более, наверное, 2000 листов в Организацию Объединенных Наций.
Какой ответ пришел?
У нас, как правило, 2 ответа. Один ответ происходит в Соединенных Штатах Америки. У них же он стандартный. Все, что не делается, все делается в интересах национальной безопасности Соединенных Штатов. И нам надо доверять.
Слепо доверять?
Да, слепо доверять. Там политика глобального биологического контроля. Они поняли, что это работает, что посредством искусственно создаваемых таких кризисных ситуаций биологического характера можно управлять миром. Ведь ничего бесплатно они не делают. И даже поставляя каким-то государствам на безвозмездной основе, она не такая безвозмездная, как они об этом говорят.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out right this evening. I just check my time, but all right, so been on here for a while. All right, guys, so we're closing out. Right. Thank you all again for following. Right. Let me know what you all think, right, in the comments, of course. Right. Just here to show what's going on, right? May the Lord bless you and keep you. Lord, make his face shine upon you and be merciful to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you, give you peace. The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever, in the ages. Amen. Jared Wesley Campbell, we depart peace. Name the Lord, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Peace be with you all. Go in peace. Shalom, shalom. May the Lord forgive those who love us and those who hate us. Right? Love you all so much. JPC Spiritual Talk. Never hold back, right? Seek truth. Right? Thank you all so much.